Joining me now from New Jersey is Dr. Angela Lanfranchi. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You are the co-founder, along with Dr. Brand, who was on the show a couple of months ago, of the Breast Cancer Prevention Institute. And at that time, we were talking about, we had you on the remote, talking about the link between abortion and breast cancer.
Right.
I have to tell you, a few months ago, you and I and Dr. Brand were in Amarillo, Texas, helping out with an event there for Father Pavone at his new seminary out there. And you gave a talk on birth control that I found fascinating. It's one of the most fascinating discussions about birth control that I had ever heard. And you said something that I had never heard before, and that was that birth control pills are a steroid. Explain that.
Well, all of the sex steroids, all of the hormones are sex steroids. Like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they're all derived from the same structure. So I think we had been talking about baseball players and people being so outraged that they were taking these potent androgenic sex steroid hormones and that high school kids were taking them and how damaging they were. But your child can get them off the internet or go to Planned Parenthood and get equally potent sex steroid hormones in the form of birth control pills. And just like they're dangerous in men, they're dangerous in women.
That's a very interesting observation. And, you know, Dr. Brand was there, of course, and he's going to be joining us here in a moment to talk about the biology of this, why abortion pills are steroids. But why are we out here worried so much about multi-million-dollar a year adult male athletes taking steroids, and yet we're handing them out like M&Ms to 13-year-olds?
Well, I'm hoping that right now, because this past June in Lyon, France, the World Health Organization had a meeting, and they put estrogen, progesterone combination drugs, hormone replacement, and birth control pills directly out as carcinogenic. And they were acknowledged to form cancers not only of the breast, but of the cervix and the liver. And then kind of mollified that by saying, well, it's also protective for ovarian cancer. But if you took 100 women in this country that had cancer, 28 of those 100 would have breast cancer, and only 3 would have ovarian cancer. But it's really an amazing thing that a drug that can cause such damage in terms of breast cancer, but also in terms of the cardiovascular effects. One of my first patients when I was a family practice resident, when I started out, was a 23-year-old who had a stroke. She had been given birth control pills. She had migraines. She had a migraine, the blood vessel constricts, she forms a clot, and she's hemiplegic.
Wow, it's amazing. Let's bring Dr. Brand in here for a minute. Joel Brand, thanks for joining us again, Joel. Let me ask you a question. You can give us a little bit of the physiology behind this assertion of Angela's that birth control pills are, in fact, steroids. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Steroids are all of the substances in the body that it makes from cholesterol to carry messages, including those steroids, for example, that asthmatics will take or transplant patients will take in order to suppress their immune function. We know that those are dangerous, and everybody acknowledges them to be potentially dangerous. And also, the sex hormones are made from cholesterol also. First, progesterone, the mother hormone, is made, and from progesterone, testosterone is made, the male sex hormone, and then from testosterone, estrogen is made, the main female sex hormone. They're very closely related. Testosterone and all the other anabolic steroids, the ones that the athletes take to build muscle, like testosterone does, those are what we call anabolic to things like muscle. They make them grow. The female ones are anabolic to female structures such as the breasts. They make them grow. And in particular, the drugs The steroid analogs, which are synthetic drugs specifically made to be biodegradable so that you can take one pill and it'll last all day, these are particularly damaging, and that's why, as Dr. Lanfranchi said, they have been found to cause liver cancer as well as cancer of the reproductive tract.
So again, the question I ask her, why are we so concerned in this culture about adult male athletes who are taking these drugs to enhance their physical performance and making millions of dollars a year doing it? Why are we so concerned about them, but then we'll give out birth control pills to 12 and 13-year-old girls without even a physical examination? Why are we doing that?
That's a good question that I certainly don't have the answer for.